Poverty is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Oh.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to The Hole. And this episode of Philosophy SMP, it has been a week or so, I think, since I recorded a video, and I'm ashamed to admit I am a month behind on my videos. I just started editing the video that shows me making the boat out there, and I don't know when you guys are going to see this. It could be a month from now. I'm trying to juggle all these balls, and I'm fumbling very, very badly. I just got through watching a video by Black Belt, his first Hardcore World video, and gave him a little feedback. I wanted to support my fellow creators. He's also, of course, one of the members of this server. So I did that, but just not finding enough time for everything, and I've been tired and not being able to think clearly. So I don't know what's going on or how I'm going to deal with it, but we've got a plan today. You see this big old corner behind me? And I'm not even sure it's big enough. Well, we're going to do a farm. I know you guys have been wanting to see more farm videos. Apparently farming is big on Minecraft. I'm not doing it because farming is big on Minecraft. I'm doing it because you see this XP value, this 26 and this green bar below? Every time you enchant something, that goes down, and it is hard to get that back up. And I'm not big on combat, so I'm doing an XP farm that will be self-sustaining. And these shulker boxes right here contain all of my supplies, but there's one more thing we need. We need to get us a water bucket. We need to have two of them so we can have an infinite water spring. So let's go get that real quick. I got water right up here, so this won't take very long at all, and I can show you guys some of what's been going on that you may not have seen. I don't know what I've shown, but I've added some glowberries here. Took one away from the corner. I wanted my mushroom garden to be happier, and they seem to be happier now. So I got the glowberries providing some light. I got an axolotl, lost them. I created a trash can. You know, things have gotten bad when I can't pack rat everything anymore, and I gotta start chucking stuff into a pool of lava down here. Got a kitty cat, keeps bringing me chicken all the time. Doesn't cook it for me. I mean, if I could teach the cat to cook the chicken, that would sure be helpful. And all of this stuff is getting moved to a top secret location that I will record in, but I won't show you the way down because it's top secret. The server is, of course, going public, and eventually it's going to be PvP, and I don't expect to survive very long, and I'm not going to just hide in a hole in the ground, but I want to make sure that my supply area is unknown. Everybody knows about the hole, so I'm not too worried about that. Forgive me for yawning, and I messed up. Let's go back here and get our water. We forgot we need water, and the water is right over here. Alrighty, we need 3 buckets. So some of the other things I have been doing is that I learned to create my first potions and did my first brewing, and I have updated the store that I have over in the marketplace. So let's get us a place for this water. We don't want it where we're going to be anywhere where we're going to be trying to work. I'm thinking right here. Pardon me for yawning. This is the most energetic I've felt in a while, so I'm trying to do my best here. Now, this isn't just going to be another farming video. This isn't going to be a bunch of fancy, although I'm hoping I'll be unlazy and I will get into replay mod and do some fancy camera angles. That's not what this is going to be about. I'm actually going to show you the principles and try to explain to you, to the best of my understanding, how things are working. So it's understandable as well as being a cool thing to see being built and being used. I always like to explain stuff if I can. So we want one that's going to be 15 in length. I believe we put all our building blocks in here. I don't know how many we're going to need. I thought I would just build it into the wall. So I'm going to dig a little, and that's too much. 13, 14, and 15. And I hope I did this right. I have been prototyping this and working on it in my own little, I have a practice world. That's where I decided to plant it next to a village that I was going to try to build, which is going to be changed now. And this is like the 5th or 6th, or I don't even know how many iterations of it, and I might still made mistakes. Now, I did not, of course, measure this out and calculate this, and we're going to have an issue. I'm fairly sure that the stairs are going to become a problem, and I'm going to have to move them or do something with them. That's going to be annoying, but that's the way it is. I could do 15 in this direction. There's nothing saying that I have to do it. Do I have long enough? What do I have to the stairs? Let me see. Give me a minute to figure this out. It'd be even longer if I tried to build the 15 this way, because it's going to be even longer that way. I want to stick with this for right now. I didn't count out any of the block numbers when I decided where to put this. I mostly decided to put this here because I had found all of the iron, all in this area, all the iron had been found, and so I wouldn't be mining anymore. Okay, so the other wonderful thing that we made is this wonderful stuff called scaffolding. I love this stuff. This stuff is like the best thing in the world, I swear it is. Watch this. Going up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, like I say. Makes building a lot better for me. Alright, now to get behind it, I just aim at this edge. And there you go. And it will drop down and will give me a leg every time it needs support. And then it's one hit and this stuff is toast. But it is so very useful. Does not help any when you do stupid things like that though. Very useful building material. Whoever thought of putting that in the game has my gratitude, because that was a smart move. Alright, so now we'll just have to figure out this part down here, because this is going to be a lot longer than whatever this is. Let's see if I get it right for once. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alrighty, let's see if I can remember my numbers correctly. If I've done my job correctly, I should be able to dig a trench right here where I'm standing roughly, and the water will go right to it. Now, somebody I was watching said you could do 1 or 2 from the end, and then you could grab the one in the middle and keep going. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I'll save us some trouble. I can't remember who said that, but credit goes to them for pointing it out to me. This is the hard part, of course. Getting your angles all right. Well, if I've done this right, let's see if I screwed anything up. Hey, almost like I know what I'm doing. Now, there's a part we're missing, and I don't know how we're going to do it yet. I'm either going to figure it out by just going without it for now, but then if I go without it and I want to come back and put it in, it's going to be very difficult. I think for now we're going to have to go without it. But what I was going to use was a bunch of end rods, because we've got to create some floating sand blocks. And I don't like things that float in Minecraft. That really annoys me. I mean, unless it's in water, that's fine. And, you know, get hit by shulkers, okay, I guess. But this whole business of things floating in the air annoys me. The other choice we could, of course, use is a bunch of glowstone. I think we're going to actually go for the glowstone. Did we bring it down here? I hope we did. If we didn't, I'm going to kick myself. There it is. Let's go with the glowstone for right now. We don't need the buckets, so we can get rid of those. And let's grab us some sand and begin the first layer. so that we understand where things are going to be located. So what we have to create has to be precisely one block above the ground. And where it has to be located is just a little bit away from the edge. Now what he was saying to do is to have a little pattern, I guess, in here. So let's try the pattern idea for right now. If I plug myself in front of it, eventually I can place. I'll get kicked out of the way. Easier going this direction, I'll say that much. Oh, we might have made a miscalculation. I'm not sure yet, but it looks like somewhere we screwed up. Because this is where that should be. So the next question is, where did I screw up and how? I'm guessing I am not long enough. I need to be one more longer. It's actually 16 total. Well, this would be pretty boring if I did it perfectly every time, right? We should grab some of this food. I think it's been annoying one of my fellow collaborators here on Philosophy SMP, the main guy, because he's noticing my little meat sticks being empty all the time. And of course, as you saw, the purpose of this water stream is to push all of the objects that are going to be falling into it towards this trench, which of course, if you haven't guessed already, will be filled with hoppers. So now how he was showing to do it is you could go and you could take a shovel. And he is another YouTuber I found. Man, the name's right on the tip of my tongue, but I'll have a link to his video in the description. I don't remember the guy's name now. I want to say Gerald, but that ain't right. Am I doing this correctly? Something else seems wrong here. Because I should have more than just that. Reginald, I think it's Reginald or something. The one I did in my practice world was supposed to have, I think I had 4. Here's your parkour fix for the day. I gotta run some mental calculations in me head, because I don't think this is correct. Let's grab some scaffolding and take a look at this from a little bit higher perspective. It almost seems like I have enough room to put one more there right at the edge, but it doesn't really look like that to me. Yeah, you know what? I think that's it. Okay, yeah, we can have that one at the edge. It's right on the edge of the water. Okay, I got you. That should be what we're looking for. 7 times 5, which is, what is that anyway? 35? Oh, poop. My parkour failed. Oh my goodness, what are you doing to me? These shovels are awesome, I love them. But they kick too many pieces of dirt out. I just want the one. I only press it slightly and it just kicks everything in the world out. I don't quite know where to aim. I was doing better before. Alright, I think we're good. I hope I have it figured out. It doesn't seem quite right. I don't recall it being right along the edge of the water in my practice world. But I think we're set. That's where it's got to be. When those pop off, they'll just pop right directly into the hopper. That's 4, 8, yeah, and we did 4 originally, so that's 24 is what we actually have. It's 6. No, it's 7. Yeah, so why am I thinking it's 24? 4, 8, 12, it's 24, 28, according to this. For 7 times 4, okay. Yeah, well, that's part of the process here. Screwing up. Figuring out where we went wrong and getting it right. You know what? I think this is going to work okay. May not be as fancy as end rods, but I think it'll work. And we screwed up again. Those ones are too tall. We weren't paying attention. What in the world? You stupid shovel. I'm going to kick you in the head. Alright, I should have a silk touch pickaxe around here somewhere. Made it look like I meant to do that. Plugging right along, and I don't know if I'm going to make this 2 levels high or not, but I think I might. Actually, this effect is probably going to work out okay. You need the lighting because I need to light up the area for one thing, and then the other thing is, of course, the bamboo that we're going to be planting here very shortly needs a lot of light to grow. That doesn't need water, nor does the cactus, but it does need a lot of light. Okay, so I guess we put on the temporary block, and I forget how much space I need. I assume I need 2 spaces. I need another space for the cactus to grow into. I gotta think about this. I don't think it matters ultimately, but I want to make sure the cactus has lots of room. So this is where the cactus will be. It wants to grow into a space. I'm thinking we're gonna do 2. Now for the real high stakes parkour. We shall start with 32 for now, and the placement of these is very, very difficult. Alrighty, so the iron bars have to be placed. Now I've got to try to remember this correctly. I believe they have to be placed right here or here, and I can't remember which one. Of course, if we screw this up, that's going to make my life not very much easier. So before we proceed, I think it would be a good idea to put a cactus or 2 in there and see if they're getting cut off like they're supposed to. And of course, we don't want to touch these bad boys because that will hurt too. It has to float above so that when the cactus goes up, it hits it. So that is correct. It has to be next to the cactus. Well, I really love the scaffolding, as you can tell, but I think we've got a problem because these cactuses aren't trying to grow. And I don't know if I didn't give it enough space, if I need another space above them so that they can grow towards it, but I'm guessing that's what's going on here. So we're going to cut away for a second. I've got to move everything up 1 higher and clear 1 or 2 levels out of the roof just so I can get around. Alrighty folks, we are back, and I think it's working correctly because I heard the cactus grow and get hit and fall down into the water. So we're going to assume that we didn't make this wrong, and we're going to plant the rest of the cactuses and set up our hoppers. I can't get the word out. I mean, the word's right there on the tip of my tongue and it don't want to come out of my mouth. Why is that? So how this works is when the cactus tries to grow up into this space and occupy it, it can't have anything next to it. This is floating above the ground because the cactus, of course, can't have anything next to it. So it's fine for now, but as long as it's underneath the next block up from the cactus. But once it grows up, it is going to be next to this bar. It doesn't like that, and it breaks and goes down into the water and falls down into our system. And what happens with these pieces of cactus is that they go into furnaces, they get cooked, they get turned into green dye that I got to figure out how to make use of. And I can collect that cooked cactus green dye stuff, and I can make a lot, and I mean a lot of experience from that. Last count was something along the lines of 4 levels like a level every hour. So like in 4 hours, I'd have 4 levels. But because the server runs at all times, I'm thinking that I gotta have enough chests to hold it. But I'm thinking that I can come in and I can probably get myself way up in level just from collecting the experience that's been collected within the furnaces. Hopefully I've explained that well enough, and if I have not, let me know. Now I gotta think for a second. So that controls those 2 rows, this controls those 2 rows. So these 2 rows would be controlled right here, I think. Alright, so these 2 rows are now controlled by that. Okay, and then the final 2 rows will be controlled by this right. Now, the reason we're using iron bars is because the cactus chunks do not catch on them as easily. That's why everything has to float in this design, because otherwise the cactus chunks get caught up on stuff. And then that becomes a problem. Okay, well, let's see here. I think we've got it. I'm not sure. Things aren't making quite a lot of sense in my mind right now. Actually, I don't need that row on the wall, I think. Let me double check this statement. Yeah, because those 2 get by that one. Oh, I see. So we're 1 off here. We don't need this extra one right here. Because if the wall is controlling that row, then these 2 are controlled by that. These 2 are controlled by that. These 2 are controlled by that. This is superfluous. We don't... Superfluous. Superfluous. So, is it superfluous or superfluous, do you think? Now, we're already producing cactus. It's like tomato, man. Now, the other way we can do it, if we don't like how the numbers have played out there, there's nothing saying we can't do it here. Now, if we do it here, we only have to put 2 rows of bars right along the width. You know what? I'm going to be particular, and I'm going to say let's go for it. I have that right. I want this to be beautiful, and this is not beautiful with this issue. I don't like. Me no likey. I'm going to do it different. I want beautiful. I want perfect. Darn it anyway, and I'm going to have it. Because this means I can just have 2 perfect rows of bars. And I don't have to have this weird stuff on the side. And I like that better. Everything looks good. Everything looks lined up where it's supposed to be. And the cactuses are growing and shedding. Okay. Now, here comes the fun part. Note to self, do not parkour on cactuses. Best I could do. Alright, let's go take a look and see if we've got this set up right. It almost looks impressive, except for this big stairwell that's in the way. I have got to figure this out. Let's go deal with this stairwell problem. Look at all this cactus we're producing already. We're not even doing anything. All that's going to become experience. Eventually. First things first, we have the world's worst stairway to deal with. Alrighty folks, so we got the stairway worked out. We've got the cactus laying out, but the items are going to disappear quickly. I want to stash them, so I'm going to put some hoppers in and I'll collect them while we're gone. Hopefully we'll return to this shortly and be able to finish it. I'm just going to plop the hoppers in. I can't remember which direction I want them pointing, if I want them pointing straight down or what. We'll go straight down for right now. I think that's where I want them. Should have just enough, and they should each store 3 or 4 stacks of items. Now I want to test, make sure I'm right about that. And then we gotta go. We got to do some cooking. So, going into a hopper, and it's not going anywhere because it has nowhere to go. So that should store plenty for now. I think I'm gonna like how that turned out. That allows you to see an overlook of it from above, and I'll put in a glass ceiling right there. I think that's what I'm going to do. I like the idea of that. It's going to be pretty cool looking. I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know if this will be continued or be a part 2 or how we're going to do it yet, so we'll just do a conclusion now. Thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed, give a like, give a comment, anything, that kind of stuff, go ahead and do that because I need to know. I need your feedback if you want me to do something different or better, or if you have any advice or whatever. I want to know what you guys are thinking of this. Let me know what you think of this Cactus XP farm and my size and everything. I'm curious to know what you think. This is my first farm here, and I'm on my first SMP, so we're going to see how this goes. See you guys in the next video.